Okay, Road to Human, day two. It was a mixed day. I feel like I probably spent all day procrastinating my university assignment, which isn't great. I have done no work on it. It's due tomorrow. Uh, but I did come up with an idea. Staying in the house will be detrimental, so I'm going to go into campus, into the library, plug myself in somewhere quiet and work on it throughout the day and just try my best to go through everything that I need to do. I think being in a the good thing about being overly cautious about how other people perceive you is that you always feel like you need to perform in front of others. So you can trick yourself and put yourself in a position where you need to perform by showing yourself to others. So hopefully I'll be able to follow through with that plan tomorrow. Um, yeah. Otherwise, today I'm not gonna say it's a complete waste because I did intellectually engage in some more uh, worthwhile ideas rather than the slop which I normally engage with, like online novels or manhwa. Uh, Not that I'm gonna stop doing that, but just today I got some better ideas. Actually, because I think it's because of the algorithm yesterday trying to update things. I got a Jordan Peterson like recommendation, which is normally pretty cringe, but actually I felt like his content for this interview, which I saw on a podcast, was kind of like on par with his best work. So I think, he did have a bit of a drop off. Like he got his big break and everyone looked into his old stuff and like his body of work and they were quite, impressed because it's an impressive body of work, obviously. And then like the fame and the, controversy around him sort of got to him for a few years there. But it seems like his new endeavor with his Peterson University, like online university courses, which he's setting up, has sort of reconnected him back with academics and you know uh, language uh, and textual analysis with that psychological framework, which he does really well. And I felt that it was really helpful because he talked a lot about high IQ. Obviously, I'm very self conscious. I feel like my intellect is quite middling. I feel like a midwit all the time. Um, but that's probably due to the fact that I don't interact with any people in an actual significant way. Um, if you have only small interactions, like surface level interactions, feel like maybe you have a less likelihood of being able to have a full understanding of where you sit on an average. So even if I was above average or below average, if I was just left to myself, I've become completely atomized as I have been. Uh, you will naturally become an average unto yourself. So I don't know if I'm actually a midwit, but I certainly feel like one. Um, and he was talking about how IQ is main the best indicator for success across all things, but also disagreeableness. I'm very like, oh, man, I can't even speak English. Um, Amiable is one of my traits. People often praise me for it when we do stuff like, oh, you're so, nice and amiable. Like, oh, well, I'm just a pushover. Really, it leads to me not being able to do anything to affect change in my social surroundings. Not the best, but we'll move on. Um, that also, afterwards, I watched there was another thing from the Peterson interview which really struck me, and that was the connection with the modern world with hedonism. Uh, the modern thinking is so interconnected with hedonistic frameworks of what is good and right. Like, it's the baseline for everything in this society, especially in the West, probably. Um, that if you're not conscious of it, you'll keep getting brainwashed into thinking that the hedonism viewpoint of, as long as it pushes forth like joy or momentary pleasure, that's the height of virtue. You like you're honestly gonna continue to be brainwashed by that, living in the West again and again and again and again. And even with like a Christian framework or a better understanding of the reality of things according to the divine, it's going to be difficult. Which reminds me, I got one big win today. I read the Bible. Um, I just kept it near my bed, woke up first thing, flipped it open. I think that's gonna be my play from now on. Just do it first thing. Like, why not? I mean, I'm not doing anything else, so just wake up, read. It's fine. Otherwise, I went to rugby practice. I'm still not going to be playing the final game of the season, which is majorly disappointing. Obviously, the coaches say it's nothing personal, but you do feel like it's personal. It sort of adds on to the things that make you feel worthless. Like, you're not a positive impact on the team. The team is better replacing you than having you play. And that's just the fact. Is why they've put someone else above you who might have shown up later. So that makes, the self-worth, the negative thoughts really build up on you. But at the very least, I tried to endure it as much as I can, and I'm still very much unable to socialize with any of the players there. I mean, they're my teammates, but I feel like I did really badly this year at socializing. Like, I wasn't great at socializing with my last club, but I feel like I had built enough rapport that everyone sort of knew me and we were able to talk quite openly. But this new club is more difficult. And I just have to think about whatever happens. Anyway, this weekend is the final game, and so moving on from this weekend is really the beginning of whatever next step that I want to take in my life. And that's about how things go. But otherwise, yeah, that's day 2. Somewhat positive day. Didn't do anything detrimental to myself, but didn't do too much positive, and what was needful was kind of neglected. But we'll move on. Yeah, I think that's probably it. As long as I continue to try and seek positive things, lead a record, as a human being, that I actually exist, which these video vlogs are, and yeah, that's about it. Okay.